Hello, and welcome to our latest descent into geopolitical anxiety. Today, we're diving into the geographical pros and cons of America, China, and Russia, if anyone were ever foolish enough to invade them. We're talking mountains, rivers, deserts, coastlines. The whole geographical grab bag. We'll be rating each factor on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being, please come on in, the door's open, we've got snacks. And 10 being, seriously, you're going to need a bigger boat. And a whole lot more therapy, so buckle up, grab your atlases, and let's get ready to overanalyze this, shall we? First up, the good old US of A. America is like that friend who shows up to a potluck with an entire buffet. You've got everything: sprawling deserts, towering mountains, more coastline than you can shake a stick at, and enough rivers and lakes to make a beaver feel right at home. That's a solid 8 out of 10 on the good luck getting through this mess scale. Invading a country with that much geographical diversity is like trying to win a game of Risk after someone spiked the eggnog. You're fighting in scorching deserts 1 minute, freezing in the Rockies the next, all while trying to avoid getting lost in a cornfield the size of Belgium. Here's the thing about having all that space. It's a lot to defend. It's like trying to protect a giant, delicious cheeseburger from a swarm of very determined ants. And speaking of borders, have you seen how much coastline America has? Over 95,000 miles. It's basically an open invitation for any navy with a pulse and a dream. Then there's the issue of population distribution. America's population is spread out like a toddler who's just discovered glitter. Coordinating a defense across that much territory, that's tougher than finding a decent bagel outside of New York City. Now let's hop across the Pacific and talk about China. This is a country that understands the concept of strategic depth. And when it comes to geography, they've hit the jackpot. We're talking towering mountains, raging rivers, and enough deserts to make Genghis Khan jealous. 9 out of 10 on the nope, not today invaders scale. You want to try and conquer a country that has the Himalayas as a backyard fence? Be my guest. And then there's the Gobi Desert. It's so vast and unforgiving, they should just rename it the Nope Zone. However, even China has its weaknesses. Remember that whole long coastline thing that was a bit of an issue for America? Yeah, well, China's got that too. In fact, they've got over 14,500 kilometers of it. That's a lot of beachfront property to defend. 5 out of 10 on the please don't block the shipping lanes scale. And here's the other thing about China. It's got a lot of people. Like a lot of people. In fact, it's the most populous country on the planet. Concentrating that many people and that much industry along the coast makes them incredibly vulnerable to naval invasions. It's like putting all your eggs in one very large, very exposed basket. And finally we come to Russia, a country that's basically one giant icy shoulder shrug to the concept of invasion. I mean, have you met General Winter? He's a real jerk. 9 out of 10 on the seriously just don't even try it scale. We're talking about a country that's bigger than Pluto, for crying out loud. It spans 11 time zones. By the time you finish conquering one side of the country, the other side is already planning your surprise retirement party. And by surprise retirement party, I mean a very chilly reception and probably some frostbite. You've got the Siberian wilderness, which is basically a giant freezer full of angry bears and disappointed sighs. And then there's the vast empty steppes, which are basically the geographical equivalent of a shrug emoji. But even Russia, the land of we'll fight you with our bare hands and also bears, has its weaknesses. Remember that whole vast size thing that's been a bit of a recurring theme today? Yeah, it's back to bite Russia in that, well, everywhere really. 7 out of 10 on the just getting there is half the battle scale. Defending a border that long is like trying to floss with a telephone wire. And let's not forget the whole harsh climate thing. Yes, it's a deterrent for invaders, but it's also a major pain for the defending forces. It's like that old saying, one man's frozen wasteland is another man's... Well, it's still a frozen wasteland, but you get the point. So there you have it. That's our whirlwind tour of the geographical advantages and disadvantages of America, China and Russia in the event of an invasion. And the winner is, well, it's complicated. Geography is just one piece of the puzzle when it comes to a country's ability to defend itself. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth analyses.